Hello everyone and welcome to Tales from the Action Figuratorium. My name is Mark Major. I'm a real big toy collector here in Southeast Portland, technically Milwaukee, Oregon, but you know, from a distance, we'll just call it Portland. So when I started the Action Figuratorium as a Twitter account in 2010, it was essentially a pick of the day account of just a real simple snapshot of me holding a picture of some type of action figure or maybe even a figurine type figure from my collection, and I would do themes every single week. Now, at the time on Twitter, you could not upload a picture. It was technology that they had written that was based on flip phones, which is why you were limited to 140 characters. You actually had to use a third-party plugin called TwitPic to be able to embed pictures onto your Twitter account. You have to also remember that at the time there was websites that were still going that were kind of popular, like Am I Hot or Not, and even versions of that. In fact, there was one called Am I Goth or Not, in which people would upload photos of Bauhaus who did not look goth at all and let people kind of rip on them. It was kind of an ironic, funny thing. So my Twitter account was sort of born out of those times. It was really before action figure photography became a thing like it is today, despite the fact that action figure photography is really just product photography that they used to have in catalogs on the back of toy packages for decades at least, going back to at least the 50s. But what I was doing was kind of a pick of the day, kind of a am I toy or not sort of thing. And so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to revisit the holiday picks, right, to make this a very special Christmas edition. We're going to go back and look at the holiday picks I took from 2010, and we're going to have a lot of fun kind of ripping on how terrible they are. So everybody, you know, amigos, come together, strap on the leather, and hold on tight. So at the time, I was using a one of those like little cheap cheeseball Canon digital elves. I'd had the S100, the S200, and the S400. I think they're still somewhere in a box. They might actually be worth some money to people who collect that kind of stuff, but really not worth anything to me. So let's go to some of the picks in which I took at the time to post during the holiday season, sort of my happy holidays photos. Here's the first one. Okay, so, and this is all sort of posting at like 72 dots per inch DPI at the time, and you're going to get some kind of small, terrible looking photos. This one is one of these cows from, I think it's like a Fisher Price. I think it's maybe the Peg people. Anyways, I happen to have a string of little kind of rubber Christmas lights that I just wrapped around it. Now you can see that I was still using the old logo in which I would write the actionfigure-atorium.com, a website I put up in 2010 and still have going to this day. Feel free to stop by and check it out. It's always got cool stuff on it. And so the old logo with the old color is really long as my watermark on the side. Kind of terrible, people, kind of terrible. Then there's the Happy Holidays, not the best use of the font and where to place it, but you know, you learn as you go. Okay, let's move on to another holiday pick from that year. Here we go. So this is actually a McDonald's toy. I forget exactly what movie this was from. I would pick up a lot of these cheap McDonald's toys at the Goodwill bins because everything was by weight, and so you paid like maybe 4 cents for something like this. In the background is a piece of paper where I printed out the domain name in the classic orange that I was using at the time. Again, there's the website watermark at the bottom. The Happy Holidays here, I've added a bit of some kind of splooge effect to the font. Don't remember how I did that to try and get some sort of a red, green, and snow kind of thing. Looks terrible. What's also terrible is the fact that I just take the Happy Holidays and put it right over the figure that you're looking at. This is not good. What is interesting and funny about this, though, is of course the hat, because the hat has the 2 eyebrows on it and this guy only has 1 eye. This is what I would say classic Action Figuratorium. Let's move on to this. Now this is actually a reindeer that you would load up with jelly beans and you would push down on its legs there. They go into it and it shoots the jelly bean out its butt. Don't know why someone decided to make this, but again, picked it up at the bins. Just another terrible holiday pick. You can see that same sort of effect, but this time with red on it. And getting a little better at these pictures. Remember, this is all December 2010. Here's another shot, another angle of it. The focus is a bit out, you might say, but you know, at the time, the displays that people were using really kind of tough to even tell. And again, it's taken with one of those terrible digital ELPH cameras. Why I went with blue on this, don't know. Totally clashes with the border and the orange, which, again, ugly colors, people. You learn a lot as you go. Everyone starts off at the bottom. Here's another one. It's a combination. It's these other 2 figures sort of shoehorned together with my little background printout on a piece of paper held up by a piece of cardboard, the Happy Holidays at the bottom. Why did I not capitalize Happy and Holidays? That was a dumb mistake. All right, moving on to picture 6. Now this is actually an interesting figure itself. This is a toy called Hinstar Warrior, and I have a video just covering this guy and another guy. Here I took one of these Santa Claus hats and put it on him, and not the best framing or cropping. Again, the Happy Holidays looks terrible. The logo on the side, the watermark looks terrible. The logo in the background looks terrible, but it's pretty funny to put a Christmas hat on this guy, and I thought that that would be enough for the people at Twitter. All right, here we have, this is like a 9-inch The Storm, not quite, a little bigger than 8-inch, a little smaller than 10-inch, right around 9 inches or so. I took the cape off her. She comes with a white cape. And I don't know why, but I added a pair of red hot pants that I had found. I don't know why this happened, on the fact that I, had these that I picked up secondhand thrift store, along with the Storm, probably on the same day, and felt that they should go together. Of course, there's sort of a couple of toy kittens in a basket with a really terrible miniature bow on it. And I eventually sold this figure this year. In fact, I found another one, sold both of them within a couple months ago. So actually had this figure for a long time. Put the cape back on it when I sold it. It was a little dirty. It was pretty cool though. I actually like the Storm. I think she's a cool character. Here we have another shot of the Hinstar Warrior. Here we're doing something with the logos that is reminiscent of like a playing card. Trying something different, trying to use the space. Overall, terrible, but good shot of the Hinstar. You get to see sort of what he's got going on that makes him unique. Let's keep going. Here we go, just another shot of the Storm. The first one was kind of portrait. This is kind of landscape, sort of cutting off the legs, zooming in, doing a little cropping. I've gotten the Happy Holidays a lot better. We're using capital letters. We're making one green, one red. Looks a lot better. Still not the best kind of photo, but remember, this is the early days. Kind of the bar were websites like Raving Toy Maniac. If anyone's watching who remembers Raving Toy Maniac, the website, this is kind of like what his reviews would look like. It was sort of pictures like this. As well as another review site, McW Reviews, I think it's called. Might be something you guys remember, who I think is still going. Those were kind of influential on a little bit of the action figure photography at the time. So this is kind of aping their style. Then we have this. Here we have an Imaginext penguin with the little penguin guy that came with it. And then we have this sort of Toy Story penguin with 3 eyes, or actually a third eye, and he's kind of waving. The other guys are kind of mean mugging him. And then to make it Christmas, here's what you do, people. You just shoehorn in some candy canes, and these are terrible looking candy canes. They probably tasted terrible as well. Anyways, you can see I'm still using the terrible backdrop. I still got the terrible, full written out, super long Action Figuratorium. By the way, I've talked about before, not the best for marketing purposes, not the best brand, but I didn't think that this was something I was really going to go this long with. So Okay, there's a little smaller version that was used, I think, as a thumbnail for something. Okay, then we got this dog, all right? It's a bendy Santa Claus guy, and what you do is you put him on a unicorn, you slap on the Happy Holidays, bam! You got yourself an action figure Happy Holidays picture. Now, you can see that I went so far as to, hold on here, let me find it. We see that, we saw that. There we go. Now I went back and later revisited this figure on the unicorn. It's about 8 years later where I threw in some sort of puffy snow material. It was actually bamboo cotton and some like little presents. Looking a little better camera, a little better framing. Still the terrible logo. Still using the Happy Holidays with the green and red. Not particularly good, but you can see I evolved a little bit. You know, I sort of, because I kind of quit for about 5 years and I picked it back up. But here's another sort of revision where same hat that was used on the Hin-Star Warrior, but now on some kind of Christmas tree looking trees, plastic trees with the bamboo as the snow and the presents. And then if you want to see something a bit more modern, something within the last couple years, and really see how I have evolved, here we have my Snoop Dogg action figure, my Billie Eilish action figure. They are kind of dressed up. We've given the Snoop Dogg the top hat. Billie Eilish has got like some sort of a Barbie doll Santa Claus dress-up outfit. There's the trees in the background. There is the snow, the bamboo snow in the background. There is a snowman in the background. And of course, we're starting to use some dramatic lighting. We put a red light on one side and we put a blue light on the other side that gives us that kind of, it takes place in the winter in midnight kind of thing to sort of put you in the mood. I think that this is a much better approach to doing holiday pics. So that is a look back at some terrible photography that I did back in the day to try and get myself in the mood and promote the Action Figuratorium with some holiday pics. You can see how anybody can start off totally at the bottom, and by slugging it out one picture at a time, you can grow your skills, your chops, your eye, everything about it can get better. And in the future, you're going to see even better pics from the Action Figuratorium. So, thanks to everybody who made it this far into this very special holiday edition, looking at some terrible action figure photography, and also kind of one good one at the end. So with that, everybody, stay charged.